You have to keep reminding yourself she's only 23 because Keira Knightley's already got a body of work most Hollywood veterans would kill for. It seems years ago now she kicked off her career in the cult movie Bend Like Beckham before finding her sea legs in Pirates of the Caribbean. Of course, these days Keira's better known for her stunningly glamorous roles. But off-screen, this superstar's anything but a preening princess. As Michael Usher discovered, she's earthy, irreverent, one of the boys.
You don't get more A-list than this. An exclusive party in the heart of the Big Apple. New York's movers and shakers turning out to see and be seen with Keira Knightley. Right now, the world is crazy for this young Londoner, and she's literally dazzled by all the attention.
Keira from 60 Minutes, how are you?
I'm right, how are you?
How are you going here on the red carpet?
I couldn't have had an athletic fit, but apart from that, it was fine.
There's a lot of lights, there's a lot of attention.
I can't actually see you. It's
You're
really odd.
You're blinded.
Kind of blinded, yeah. Do you think I can sue for that?
Maybe you can.
Okay.
It is America, you can do what you want. You're in
Okay.
New York, it's the land of opportunity.
Brilliant.
The red carpet veterans around here are happy to strike a pose, but Keira's not taking her time in the spotlight too seriously.
How does it work on the red carpet? Do I get you to do a turn or a twizz, or do you tell us who you're wearing? What's the red carpet style?
What would you like me to do? Do you want me to do a turn? I'd feel a bit like a monkey, but I don't mind feeling like a monkey. Would you like me to turn? I can do anything. There you go.
I don't want you feeling like a monkey,
Oh,
though. You did very well.
Life's pretty good for Keira Knightley. Yet another new film, and already they're talking Oscar.
The Duchess of Devonshire.
This time for The Duchess, an 18th century costume drama with rib-crushing corsets and outrageous wigs.
On top of my head. They were like a bird cage with hair over the top. So they were very heavy, and there was one of them that was about, I think, 2 feet high with 2 feet of feathers on top of that I couldn't hold my head up, so they had to build me a stand, like a wooden stand that I could rest it on between takes. And then at the end of this very long scene, I couldn't keep my head up for the whole scene, it kept on going like that. So the camera guy was like, look, we have to do something. So somebody had to stand behind me for my close-up and take the weight of the wig so that I could just keep my head up long enough for this shot that we did. So, you know, I suffer for my art, obviously.
That gives a whole new meaning to supporting cast, doesn't
Absolutely, yeah, definitely.
it? But strapped in like that in all those outfits and costumes, could you move around? Could you eat?
Oh God, no. Yes, you can eat, but it sort of gets stuck about there, so it sort of means that you're belching for the rest of the day. So you're looking incredibly ladylike, but it was me and the lovely Hayley Atwell, who plays Bess Foster in the film, just belching and belching and belching. It was 2 very windy women. It was very embarrassing.
The Duke of Devonshire. He loves me. Yes, of course. I've only met him twice.
The Duchess is the latest in a long line of films for one so young.
Do you think of me when we're not together?
I think of you all the time.
Hard to believe, but Keira Knightley is still just 23. Her breakthrough was the unlikely hit Bend It Like Beckham.
There's nothing you can do that can't be done.
Then came the blockbusters. Love Actually,
All you need is love.
Not more pirates.
the swashbuckling adventures with Johnny Depp in those 3 Pirates of the Caribbean films.
Well, you may tell the captain that I am disinclined to acquiesce to his request.
He said you'd say that.
And then critical acclaim in those 2 English masterpieces, Pride and Prejudice and Atonement.
Look, I really think you should go down to the lodge and ask him not to come.
Why? Something happened between you?
For God's sake.
You're pretty busy, aren't you? You don't seem to stop working. You've crammed an awful amount in.
Well, yeah, I mean, yes, I haven't actually got anything coming up, which is great. So I'm a bit fancy-free, and sort of that's nice. It's lovely not knowing what I'm doing next. I find that very exciting.
And what does Keira Knightley do in her downtime? What do
Luckily,
you do?
nothing I have to give an interview about. Fortunately.
And that's a good thing?
That's a very, very, very good thing.
Come on, you're not enjoying this? This isn't fun sitting down?
This is great fun, you know. But no, lots of sort of cooking and watching movies.
Yeah, that sounds very, very homely and very low-key for a
I
superstar.
Think if you're travelling all over the world all the time and you live out of suitcases and you stay in lots of hotels, which is great and amazing and lovely hotels sometimes, but it's just really nice to sort of get home and make a bowl of pasta and be on your own time.
Truth is, Keira doesn't get much of her own time, but she's no overnight success.
You broke into Mr. Fenton's house and you stole them.
I didn't!
No?
She set her sights on acting from an early age, with appearances on British television.
Will you marry me? I think perhaps I am engaged already.
After all, it's in her blood. Dad's an actor, Mum's a playwright.
Not very well, they kept on laughing.
I've never been
But even they were surprised when at just 3 years old, Keira asked for an agent.
You wanted one from 3, you got one at 6.
Yeah, very
How was that
persistent.
negotiated with Mum and Dad?
It was actually because I'm dyslexic and I got diagnosed with dyslexia when I was 6 years old, and my mum and dad had always gone, absolutely not having a child actress for a daughter, completely not going to happen. And then they found I couldn't read, so my head teacher at that time said, OK, you need to find a carrot to dangle in front of her to make her work. So they found the perfect carrot, and it did sort of make me. And I think because I did find reading so difficult, you're suddenly having to go up in front of lots of adults and read this script and try and act from it. It doesn't half make you find a way of figuring out how to do it,
What an inspiration, gosh.
I know, what a weirdo.
A weirdo? Not a weirdo.
No,
I mean, that's...
I think so. Strange little, person.
And do you struggle with dyslexia now, or you've completely overcome that?
No, I don't notice it, no. My spelling's really bad, but apart from that, I'm fine.
And look where it led you.
There you go. Yep, I can now read a script. It's all good.
And lately, those scripts have been very demanding. Ask any actor, and they'll tell you it's the sex scenes they dread the most. And in The Duchess, Keira's sex scenes are especially brutal.
It's just our way of expressing. I think as far as sex scenes go, I think they can be incredibly unnecessary. So you have to be sure that when you're doing them, there's a real purpose. And I think that all of the ones in this, we really discussed to make sure that they were very different and symbolic and artistic,
Yet in Atonement, there's the complete opposite of that scene, possibly one of the hottest, strongest love scenes ever put on film.
Hey, that's good. If you're going to do one, it might as well be, be the strongest.
Cecilia.
The amazing one about that is that you don't see anything. We're both fully clothed, so you can do a lot more with people's imaginations. But as far as kind of doing it, it was quite extraordinary how choreographed that was. I mean, absolutely everything was completely choreographed by the director beforehand.
It seems to take all the passionate out of it in a sense.
Well, it's certainly not passionate when you do it, but I think that you kind of, if you're going to do it, you've got to do it differently, or you've got to do it well. Otherwise, it's quite embarrassing to watch.
Do you get embarrassed watching yourself on film?
I don't enjoy watching myself on film.
Why not?
I think it's impossible to disassociate yourself from the person that you're seeing, I don't really want to be that aware of what I look like when I'm angry or when I'm sad or because I think that you could then kind of go, oh no, I know I don't look good then.
Because certainly in this latest film, Duchess, you are
all through it.
Every scene, you're there. Your face is there on the big screen the entire time.
She's just sitting through it going, God, you look weird.
There's something refreshing about Keira Knightley. Her partner Rupert Friend might be an actor, but most of her friends aren't. And they're not about to let Keira get carried away with success.
If you're friends with somebody, you have to be nice to them. I don't think that anybody would brook kind of, I can't think of any other way to put it, but up your own arse, which you obviously can't say on this programme. So what's the expression for up your own arse?
It's up your own arse.
Up your own
I'm
arse,
not sure
really.
there's another way of saying it.
No, I mean, I just think, I'm in an incredibly fortunate position, and I'm very, very aware of that, and I don't think I need to shove that in anybody's face, and particularly not my friends.
I've read a few old articles where you use some quite salty language. You don't mind...
Well,
dropping a few words?
You know what? I mean, I used to work because my mum swears quite a lot. My dad doesn't swear, and he said, you know, you don't take drugs, you don't drink that much, you don't smoke. I mean, as far as it all goes, swearing's quite minor. Yeah, thanks. Thank you, I'm allowed to then.
That is your vice,
That's
swearing.
my vice, swearing, and I really enjoy it.
He's still rich, his life. Look up.
Colourful language aside, for a Hollywood star, Keira's a quiet success. Unlike many of her generation, she's not pulp for the paparazzi.
We don't see you falling out of clubs. We don't see you sort of wrestling with paparazzi. What do you do differently?
I don't know. I'm certainly not going to give my secrets away. No, I mean, you know, I do. I try and stay as clear as I can away from it. You know, I mean, I tend to think also that you don't, it sort of takes the illusion away from the film if you know too much about the person in it.
But in England particularly, she's fallen victim to the tall poppy syndrome. Targeted for being too thin, she successfully sued a London tabloid over claims of anorexia. In her defence, Keira says she's been a beanpole since she was a kid.
You can only be who you are, you know, I'm not going to kind of let a load of people who I've never met before and who've never met me kind of give me strange advice which is actually just about selling papers. It's not real, it doesn't actually exist, and it's completely unhelpful for me and who I am, which has nothing to do with that, so.
Who are you wearing first and foremost?
But in New York, it's Keira Week. Film star, emerging fashion icon. The likes of Chanel and Bulgari throwing their best dresses and diamonds her way. And to think, it was just 7 years ago when she pulled on the footy boots in Bend It Like Beckham.
I never came into this with a sense that the streets would be paved with gold. You know, I always thought it was going to be a slog, and I've had it incredibly easy, and I'm incredibly lucky. But it won't always be like that. You know, you can have huge success, and then it just disappears, and for no reason whatsoever, it can just go.
If you weren't acting, what would you do?
No idea. No idea. I'll let you know when the offers stop coming. I'll let you know what I do.
I guess if that's all you've been thinking or dreaming about since the age of 3, it would be hard to imagine doing anything else.
No, I mean, you know, at the moment, if I ever do start imagining doing something else, I'll probably do that. I think there's still lots of stuff to explore within this that I feel that I haven't explored, and I certainly don't feel like I'm the best actress that I could be yet. But I'm sort of learning, and that's great.
Learning on the run?
Absolutely.
You're doing pretty well for learning on the go.
I'm doing all right.
You're doing more than all right.
All right.
Hello, I'm Sarah Abo. Thanks for watching 60 Minutes Australia. Subscribe to our channel now for brand new stories and exclusive clips every week. And don't miss out on our Extra Minutes segments and full episodes of 60 Minutes on 9now.com.au and the 9Now app.